we got the recording going. We have to, you know, little promo. We are gonna have this VOD on YouTube. If you want to follow on the YouTube, very much appreciated. We're going for monetization over on YouTube. We do multi-stream, but we got the VOD gearing up, and welcome everyone. This is quite the battle. We got the grand finals, the big behemoth of it all. Both teams have surpassed expectations on both of their tiers, on their come up of the playoffs, and they're gonna battle it out to see who's better. And Holy Blade is hungry. Thank you so much for the follow. It's Boom. Very much appreciated. Shout out to one of the players there. I don't know. I heard it gives good luck. We'll have to see. Thanks also for the bits as well. And they're tired of me talking. I get it. But get your predictions in. You got like a little bit more time. But thank you for the follow as well, Wrath Dog. Yep, I know. Alright. We're all old. We got places to be. We want to see the results of this one. We'll tell them again, even though they know the drill, but can never hurt. Let them know best of 7. This is what you've all been waiting for. To crown the grand champion of it all. But yeah, once again, if you're just tuning in, welcome in to CPL. That's Cross Progression League. Shout out to all the sponsors on the top left. You can see that make it happen, provide a prize pool. All the casters. There's many casters that make it happen as well. Krusty and Pepsi staff. It goes on and on. But with that said, we got ourselves quite the matchup for Challenger C2-C3. And obviously it's been a while. They've moved up in rank. They've progressed. They want to show just how good they've gotten. And that is almost the first goal. But Chaotic is there with Caleb following up on a save as well. So being tested on defense and holding out. We almost saw our first goal. And you know that first goal is huge. Start off right. Gain some momentum. But also both these teams have to adjust. And Chaotic getting an awkward goal to go through. And just Caleb being aggressive, bumping around, making things awkward. It kind of slows the pace down as well. And they add another off a kickoff goal. But yeah, only game 1. They're still downloading each other, obviously. Still working through. And we have still plenty of Rocket League to be played. But Caleb, he a little bit separated from that, does catch up, and that's key not to give up possession. And what the Chaotic did we just witness? A pure whiff and resulting in a shot from that guy. And we saw a little pressure earlier in the game from that guy, and still gonna continue on. And finally gets the first goal for Nebula Narcos. And perhaps that can build up momentum for them. But big demo. Chaotic gets the bouncer and trying to track it down. But that guy rips one quick, trying to get by. Good approach. But Chaotic back on defense. And it's Boom. Good cut. And they're chipping away. They're down by 1 as we get close to halftime. It certainly could go either way. But right now, Spartan Shots, they're trying to build up a little security. That's A high touch. Caleb has the follow, and that leads you to a 2v1 situation. And you know that's gonna be good news if you are Spartan Shots. Spartan Shots have a 2-goal lead now. And oh, that guy grabs the boost, trying to clear it. And there could be a possible counterattack that bounces around. Now, Caleb, no boost, but still causing quite the scene over there and almost resulting in a goal for Chaotic. But big challenge downfield. It's not going to go through. But if you're Nebula Narcos, you need a goal. And somewhat soon. But Caleb has that one easily in tow. And off the backboard, and Chaotic is hunting, but great save from that guy, and this could lead to a goal. But more 50s coming out. And you see how those milliseconds matter on these challenging approaches, offense, defense. But Caleb moving it down, and you can see so much time taken away, and we haven't seen a goal from either side. But you know, Spartan Chalk's happy to see that timer tick away. And it's boom. Probably wants that one back. Gets a little bit away from him. And big bump off of that guy. But he's going to continue on, and we can go back to that possession loss from Caleb. He lets that one get away, and that just puts up the bat symbol. That guy can strike, seizes the opportunity, and it's really coming down to the wire. Chaotic, nice bounce to Caleb, and what a bouncer. That is just out, but Caleb following up, and he adds lead by 2. And thank you so much for the follow, Frisco. Thank you for all the recent follows. Very much appreciated, as your support means a lot. But 30 seconds left. Spartan chalked, bouncing around in possession, almost lost again, and you know, that guy's gonna be hunted. And we got a feeling that guy could just build up even stronger throughout the series. But definitely one to watch for on offense. It's boom, trying to clear the way, make it easy. But 4 seconds left now, just looking for a last bit of momentum, and that's not going to happen. So that is going to conclude game number 1. Spartan Chalks on the board. Nebula Narcos not too far behind. They were close at times. Can they start out right in game 2? We're gonna have to find out. We always have to double check, change the map. Sometimes you'd be bugging. I changed it, right? Yeah, we have to mention El Gran. He said it's on site. He said it was a sweep. We did not advocate for that. But so far he was wrong on which teams is sweeping. But we got all our eyes on Nebula Narcos. Can they prevent the sweep on their end? But still too early to even think about it, as we are into game 2, Forbidden Temple. Do Nebula Narcos have a bounce back? What do they have in store for us? But Chaotic has that lined up, and we have to go back to that boost grab. It is glowing. It's looking appetizing, but that little bit of time allows Chaotic to put it through. And Spartan Chalked take the first goal and continue on the momentum that they had on game one. And it's getting spicy in chat. Could there be a sweep? Could there not be a sweep? Caleb adds another as well. Also, thank you so much for the follow. Bugs, very much appreciated. Welcome in the CPL Grand Finals. And you got to give credit to both these teams for having quite the playoff run. But now they're here to prove who is the best out of the whole tier, of the whole challenger tier. And that is big bragging rights, but that is not a bragging right of an own goal. When you face your own net, you stand a chance to own goal. So we can say for that. But can they bounce back? Obviously not the start they want. Down by 3. Still plenty of time though. That is the good news. And get 1 goal on the board. Maybe some things happen. We've seen early leads kind of fizzle because teams lose focus. They get complacent. Will that happen to Spartan Chalked? And gap split. It's boom. Can't continue on. And now that guy has to get the challenge. But Spartan Chalk doing such a good job. Containment and continuing on the pressure. Bouncing around. And they're playing up close as Caleb adds another, and 4 up 3 minutes ago. Looking a little rough for Nebula Narcos. A far cry from game 1 that we saw, where they were hanging right there. But what do they need to do? How do they change it? And first step, sticking close to the ball, given very little room. Quit giving possession to this aggressively challenged Spartan Chalk team. But halftime is here. All Spartan Chalked at this point. Chaotic takes to the air, might have another. He's not going to get a bump though on that guy. There with the save. And trying to continue on. Trying to put some magic through the air. That's a big boost grab now, going all the way down and taking all that boost. You can see that's just one of the little mini games throughout the game. Check the boost battle as Caleb gets that one by, but oh, that guy cuts through, bounces it up, getting bumped off, and actually gains possession. And little miscue. You saw the vision possible. Fake as another player comes through, maybe shooting, but not going to work there. Well, that's boom. Moving forward. And the positioning so good for Spartan Chalked. One after another, and that also is how the goals have been coming, one right after another. But if you're Nebula Narcos, yeah, down by 5, you pretty much say this one is over, but you could still get momentum. And yeah, well, right now, Chaotic still not going to give you a chance to breathe. And they look a little bit awkward. Tough angle. Still able to get it. It's Boom blasting it down. Well, that guy actually catches up to it. Tough one to do so. But Caleb, big on defense, and Chaotic gonna steal that one. Alright, Frisco's a little worried. Mossy Matt is here now. I love that, though. I'm here now. That is quite the entrance when you enter a building or anything like that. But thank you so much for the follow, Mossy Matt. Welcome in to this grand finals matchup. It's still somewhat early. We're only on game 2. There's been some questions. Will there be a sweep? Will there? Won't there? But right now we're wondering if there's going to be a Brazil. And I always say it's not a Brazil if you have to force it. It has to be natural. I don't know how you guys feel, but that's how I feel. So we're keeping an eye on, does he purposely? All right, that's gonna do it for that one. Game 2 ending, and pure dominance from Spartan Chalks. And we were expecting a little more pushback from Nebula Narcos. I just realized I could have put Narcos, but I put Zarkos. We had extra parameters, but yeah, the story behind that, it blocks out the name, but we honestly didn't have to put Z. But yeah, different story. We're on to game 3. All right, Mossy Matt, tell us what's gonna happen here. We need the premonition. We need the details. Tell us what's gonna happen in game 3. Chaotic disconnects. Whoa. I did not see that one coming. That is crazy to wish that upon anybody. But it certainly is possible, especially with Chaotic. Can attest to that. And now we're keeping close eyes on Chaotic. And we're also keeping close eyes on that wide shot. But Caleb, not even close in the vicinity there. So far, we're seeing a little shaky Spartan Chalk. Definitely not the team we saw win 7-0. And so there are some cracks in the armor. This is a perfect time for Nebula Narcos. Hey, gain that lead to start. The Spartan Chalk team looking a little spotty with their touches. They tend to lose focus at times. Can Nebula cut through? They got the numbers. Caleb, what a save on low boost. And we do have to say those saves have been huge for Spartan Chalk. We go all the way back to game 1. They were being threatened with pressure. A lot of shots, but they hung tough. And really solid defense throughout. That's been big for them. Also big is that crossbar in. It doesn't get better a shot than that. Don't put that evil on them, Ricky Bye. But there's a useless flip reset that we can respect. Doing absolutely nothing. But given possession up, Chaotic now having to make the save. And they're able to make the save again on low boost. But something we gotta mention, as that is going out, how unfortunate. Almost a clip. But something we gotta mention, there hasn't been a lot of demos. And that could attest to Spartan Chalk being comfortable on defense. They haven't really been threatened. But that's bouncing out. Thanks to that guy. He's got the save and 50'd out. But as we look at the score line on the timeline, and that's going through. Caleb putting that one in. Still low scoring affair. 2 goals in favor of Spartan Chalk. as we get close to halftime. Nebula, they need one to cut it, but can't cut that defense off of Chaotic and putting it through the net. He's got just a few touches, but just awkward positioning prevents that challenge from happening. And Spartan chalked up by 3. A really momentum-based team. They get one goal, and it just comes in waves. So let's not forget, it took a while to score that first goal. And then since then, I don't need that many words, but I mean, make it stop. It just keeps happening in a quick span. And before you know it, you're down by 5. And now it's ever more pressing for Nebula Narcos, as they do get the goal there, but now we could say it is very important for them to score first, and perhaps that would be the difference maker, gain the lead, but they have yet to do so, and that is tough to play in a series constantly down. Holy Blade, who is the sub, he's just gonna come in full confidence of losing. But Caleb gonna push it down. Now Chaotic actually gets his boost stolen. But 5-1 score line. That's Boom getting tied up, and what a sturdy car Chaotic has. Just not moving. It's Boom trying to find an opening, and that's getting blasted all the way back. Has to start again. Getting bumped out. Maybe a pass. We see it coming. Oh, that guy tracking it down by a double commit. Although it could work. They have the 2v1. Can they bump Caleb off? They can't. But challenge. I don't know, that guy. Chaotic quick on the draw, and they're quick on those clears. Not even a moment for Nebula to strike through. And that's something they definitely have to take account of. 30 seconds left. Boom takes to the air by 1. That guy trying to track that down. Caleb with the save. Tactical fake. Pausing the opponents. But getting close to 10 seconds left. 1-5 score line, and we gotta give credit to Caleb. I mean, I recently did talk about Caleb and his defense. I mean, he's making me a believer now, and I can't believe I'm saying that. But his defense has been top notch. He's got 4 saves in that one, and really a difference maker, especially on low boost. A lot of situations it's been on low boost. But we are going to Sovereign Heights, game 4. Here we are. You know, could there be a sweep now? That is the question. Nebula backs against the wall. Gotta give everything they got. Do they have what it takes? I mean, reverse sweep is too far in advance to look upon, but you gotta take it one game at a time. So we are looking at game 4. And we also do have Holy in tow. Is he gonna throw? Does that mess up the whole dynamic? Does it give a little spark to Nebula? We'll have to find out. But Sovereign Heights is here on game 4. Spartan Chalks up 3-0 in the series, looking to close it out. Looking for that bragging right and extra dollar bill, y'all. Holy, perhaps passing to Chaotic. And now a little bit of awkwardness, almost a side pogo of sorts. We almost saw some craziness, but it's gonna stay in the same spot for quite a while, as now it's 50'd out. But Chaotic, he's got an open net, and I don't know if that was a demo somewhere in the backfield, but path is cleared, and Chaotic striking first. And that is tough for Nebula. We talked about how they need that first goal. Very important. But down by 1 to start game 4. And they're looking to quickly tie it up. Do they have an opening? But that's been part of the problem there. They might have a shot, but easily cleared. And Spartan Chalk not going to spend too much time on defense. But off the backboard, this could be awkward. What a touch from Holy. And the follow-up a little too high, but it's boom. Able to stick with it, and that's a good response for Nebula Narcos. They quickly tie it up. Gain a little confidence. Still in this one. But there's a shot, almost a block, and it's boom. He was being tested as the second man. What a touch from Holy. Sacrificing his life to put Spartan Chalks up by 1. And that's a pass, but also a save. And almost a shot. But what the heck are we watching? Just hitting the same spot on the backboard. Yet it works for Spartan Chalks. I mean, you can't make that up. Yeah, and Jerry out here in chat wondering if I'm going to do a tourney. We're in the grand finals here. Let's focus up here. But we have a goal just quickly on the other end. I don't know. Might have just pure scoring at this point, because back and forth battle, 4-2. We already got 6 goals. And that's bouncing around. Do we just like keep spamming this or this? That's hit the crossbar way too much. But halftime, 2-4. Great pass of sorts to Holy. I mean, we'd have to go back and see what transpired here. That's boom. In an awkward spot. Could have took a little more time to get behind that one. Instead, Spartan Chalks up by 3. And they are in a great position for that sweep. Nebula Narcos need a whole lot of magic, a whole lot of offense. Well, that guy could be the answer and does get it into the net. That's a big goal to stay alive in this one. Nice initial bounce and that quick shot. What he does very good. Nebula Narcos cut the lead down to 2. But Holy being tested in that corner. And some good pressure. That's boom. forcing, and oh, that guy sensed it, but gotta give credit to Chaotic for the quick challenge. And big demo out there. That's what we've been waiting for. Some more demos. I mean, but that's definitely a miscue, and Chaotic's got a long goal there. But an extra touch, they're both in the same area, and leads to the long drive. But passed out, only a little bit too far back. Now he can venture forward. But possession loss, it's boom. What has he got for us? A little razzle dazzle, but being challenged. Well, that guy sees the challenger on the sidewall. But that's a shot chance. And yeah, we always talk about it. And especially in your own corner, you give it up. That is one of the highest volume shots coming from the corner. And very dangerous. And same spot, Holy has it practiced and memorized. Oh, that guy trying to add one here. Like we said, whole lot of offense, not a lot of defense. And you can tell by the scoreline. Chaotic 50, Holy 50. Right, Chaotic venturing forward, and we got 30 seconds left. Spartan Chalked in the lead, in quite the command, but big 50 out of that guy. And lead down by 4. I mean, it's looking a little rough. You can probably say it's too little too late, but you do have to you do have to give a lot of credit to Nebula, making it this far, still fighting to the end. Obviously it didn't go their way to conclude things, but they still earned their place here. But Spartan Chalked, they are your victors tonight. Oops. So, with that, Spartan Chalked, they earned the victory tonight, showed what they're made of. If you voted for Spartan Chalked, you are correct. And give massive shout out to both teams, all the supporters for both teams, obviously making chat fun, interesting, and absolutely love the support as well, and just makes it all that much better to cast. But yeah, that's gonna do it for tonight's CPL 2v2 grand finals of the Challenger division, or tier, because there were 2 divisions. But yeah, thank you so much if you lurked, followed, chatted, hung out, and yeah, that's gonna do it for this recording. We'll have it up on YouTube if you want to show some love over there. Very much appreciated. But yeah, anybody wants to check it out, we will upload it. So thanks again, and I'll catch you guys next time.